Welcome back, everybody. If you are just tuning in, we just finished breaking down March Madness, the Sweet 16. We had some huge upsets. The first one seed fell, Alabama taking down UNC last night, and some of my favorite matchups of the entire tournament going on right now in that southwest region of the bracket between Purdue and Gonzaga and Tennessee and Creighton. Those two games are going to be must-watch television. But America's pastime is back. Opening day was yesterday, and boy, am I excited. Baseball is back. It is great. Summer is here now. Uh, but before we get into the opening day and everything that's been going on today as well, remember, if you would like to be an even bigger part of the show than you already are, all you need to do is go to gsmcpodcast.net. Leave a tip or donation. Appreciate anything that you do give. If you leave a message with it, it'll pop up on the bottom of the screen. We'll have a little discussion about what you had to say. Once again, that link is gsmcpodcast.net. Like I was saying, though, MLB opening day came and went. It is day 2 of the baseball season. Every single team in the league we have seen play now once, maybe more than once in the case of the Dodgers and the Padres. But let's break down some of the big results from day 1 in the MLB. We're going to start off with the first game because that's where you're supposed to start. The Orioles dominate the Angels. Beat them 11-3. Corbin Burnes in his debut with the Orioles went off. He strikes out 11 batters, including the first batter of the season. En route to a win, he goes 6 innings, only allows 1 hit the entire time, which was a home run in the first inning to Mike Trout. Mike Trout, who I will talk about here in a little bit, actually. But Corbin Burnes pitches a near-perfect game. Again, only allowing that 1 hit, 11 strikeouts, only 82 pitches in 6 innings. He was so efficient, so good with that Orioles team. If he keeps this up, he'll win that Cy Young. And the Orioles were mashing. They had 11 guys hit in the lineup. They had 10 guys hit, 11 guys play. Of those 10 guys who hit, only one of them didn't get on base at all. Actually, everyone got on base. Every single player. Only one of them didn't get a hit. He walked in this Urias, their third baseman. He walked in the 7th inning and scored a run. Every single one of their players got on at some point. That is crazy. That offense is going. They that team looks very scary. But Mike Trout, he hit that home run, gave the Angels the first run of the MLB season, the first hit of the MLB season. In the first inning, he hits a home run, and it's kind of tragic a little bit, the situation that Mike Trout finds himself in. He's arguably arguably the best player in the history of baseball. You can have that conversation. I think he definitely is up there. But he's been wasting away on the Angels, an Angels team that in his tenure there has only made the playoffs one time. One time. It was a wild card round and they didn't win a single game. It is awful to see a talent like that get wasted. And I know that he came out earlier this season, was like, winning with the Angels means more to me than winning somewhere else. It would be super cheap of me, and I'm loyal, basically is what he said. I'm not going anywhere. But it gets to a point where a guy who's as legendary of a career as he has, a guy who is up there in the history of players in baseball, one of the best of all time, and he just hasn't won anything because of the organization he's in. He hasn't been put in a position to win games. It's awful mismanagement. It is really sad to see, and I mean, he's still got some time, but I don't see this Angels team, who kind of just started another rebuild after getting rid of Shohei Ohtani, or not being unable to re-sign Shohei Ohtani. they're kind of in the midst of another rebuild, and I don't think Mike Trout is going to play long enough to get through this rebuild. At some point, he deserves to taste the postseason, and he's not going to do it with his Angels team, and it's really, really sad. It's something that is a true travesty in baseball. There's a lot of things, and I feel like Angels fans kind of in the back of their brains know this too. Now, I'm not an Angels fan, so I don't know. And I don't know that many Angels fans growing up here on the East Coast. But when you see a player like that, a player who's given his all to your organization, don't you kind of want to see him win, even if it isn't with your team? Like, maybe not to the Dodgers. If he went to the Dodgers, I think they'd hate him. But if he goes to, like, the Rangers or something, and they win another World Series, are they really going to be that mad? At some point, he deserves to just ride the bench in his old age. I know he's still, obviously, we saw him be as good as he always was, hitting a home run in his first at bat of the season, Mike Trout. But don't we want to see Mike Trout get a ring? I don't know. Maybe I'm putting words in the mouth of Angels fans, but I feel like they'd be okay with him going somewhere and winning. You know, especially if it's at the end of the career when he just kind of wants to ring chase. But right now he's still playing elite baseball. He's still top 10 in MVP voting, and there's not a clear front runner for MVP. At least there wasn't in the preseason. So who knows? Maybe he gets like his 10th MVP. Other stories from around baseball that yesterday we had our first extra inning game. Pirates and Marlins went into 12 extra innings, or went to the 12th inning, where the Pirates were able to claw out a victory there, 6-5, a really solid win for the Pirates there. We always fun to get our first extra innings, and the first real blowout of the season as well. The Diamondbacks put up 16 runs on day one against the Rockies. They beat them 16-1. Excuse me. They put up 14 runs in one inning. In that inning alone, I believe they went around the order 3 times. Or they went around the order 2 times. Or went around the order at least 2 times. You don't often get to bat around. But when you put up 14 runs in an inning, that's crazy. They chased the starter after 2.1 innings. He gave up 10 hits. Kyle Freeland did for the Rockies. The Diamondbacks look really good. The Reds look really good. The Reds and the Diamondbacks both played pretty garbage teams in the Nationals and the Rockies, but we can take away a lot from their performances. The Reds' defense played amazing. Their pitching was really good, other than the 1 home run that they gave up to Eddie Rosario in the 7th. They kind of shut down the entire Nationals offense and defense. Their bats were going early and often. They kind of put together a run, putting up 3 runs in the second, 4 runs in the third. So they got the bats going as well. The Reds looked really, really good yesterday. And it's good to see all those young guys continue to click and click quickly. You had Frankie Montas go 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks. His control is super, super impressive. This Reds team is really good. This Reds team is very, very good. So, excited to see what they can do. I think they'll win that Central Division, but there is a lot. There's a lot to go on. Vin Zero comments, "My bracket got busted." Where'd your bracket get busted? Was it UNC yesterday? Or was it a while ago? But no, the MLB opening day had a lot of stuff, and even today, baseball's still going on. The Mets played the Brewers. It was their opening day as well. There was our first baseball fight. We always love some baseball fights. Benches cleared after a slide on a routine play. Reese Hoskins new Brewer slid hard into second base after he was out and kind of took out the knees of the second baseman for the Mets, uh, Jeff McNeil. So bench is cleared. We had our first baseball fight. We had our first everything. There isn't a lot that got missed in these first 24 hours of baseball. We had a fight. We had a blowout. We had extra innings. We had everything. It was a very, very intense opening day. Lots of good stuff for the rest of the season. Very excited to see how the rest of the season goes. 161 games to go. But in our next segment, we are going to transition into some football. There's a new football league starting this weekend. The UFL, merger between the XFL and the USFL. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So stick around. We'll be right back on Sports by GSMC Podcast Network.